Yeah, thank you, Bill.
Thank
Douglas.
you.
Good morning, Mr. Douglas.
Hello, everyone. If you are at home and watching us, we are live right now, except one Facebook side, and I cannot get to it yet. Okay, it's going slow, and you see, I have 5 instructors here in the studio, and there's another one, Sean Tucker. He is in waiting. The reason is because I have no idea. They say you can have 6 guests, so I thought it was 6 guests. I did not count myself as one person. So right now, Sean is still waiting, and but very soon, and once I turn to my Facebook page, and I'm going to get out, and Sean Tucker is going to be in, and then you will see a very interesting things. Oh, looks like Billy Graham got a saw out there, and so they are going to do all various Tai Chi and Qigong practice for a few minutes, and you can enjoy all different style all at once. So again, and I hope my Facebook page will turn. Oh, why is it so slow? My God, I guess everyone is using the computer right now. Okay, everybody. So good morning, everyone. Today is World Tai Chi Day. How wonderful. We got the founder, Bill Douglas, with us, and along with 6 Tai Chi instructors, your favorite Tai Chi instructor here. I'm going to get out, so I can bring Sean Tucker into the console, and then they are all going to do their separate Tai Chi or Qigong exercise. It's going to be cool, okay? Let me get out. Oh. Okay, and now I'm bringing. Okay, this is. Oh, okay, Violet. What happened?
Everybody.
Bill, it looks like we're expected to begin here.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
morning, everyone. How are you? Well, thank you very, very much for joining us this morning. And you just watch, and we have six, um, how should I say, experts and masters here in the council, and demonstrate all various different forms of Tai Chi and Qigong. And I remember last year in St. Louis, I organized a World Tai Chi Day celebration. And that time, I invited 25 different organizations and groups. We have a few hundred people in the beautiful Missouri Botanical Garden. And before at 10 o'clock, we all start doing our own style of Tai Chi, even though most people they're all doing different things. But the feeling was amazing, very spiritual, and everybody told me, and it was great. And today I'm very fortunate to have six of our great instructors in the studio, or separately in their own individual places, to join us. And I did not realize, and this tool I'm using, it only allows 6 people appear all at once. That's why I had to take Sean Tucker out so I can come in and say a few words. And then maybe I can introduce each of the instructors who are here right now. And the first one, Bill Douglas, say hi. Bill.
Hello.
Okay. Bill has a muscle shirt.
Yes.
And the next one, well, we got 3 Bills. And the next one is Bill Donnelly. Come on, you're in Long Island, right? New York. Great.
Long Island, New York, yes.
And then Bill Douglas, you're in Kansas City, right? Yeah. And then next is Billy Grill.
Kansas City.
Yeah. And Billy Grill is in Maryland.
And Violet, at this time, with the COVID situation, it's hard for people to work. You don't need more bills. Don't want to have too many bills. But fortunately, as long as we have under 6 bills, we should be okay.
That's right. No, these kind of bills are great. And the next is Dr. Yanka. And Dr. Yanka, thank you very much for joining us so early. I know it's 8 o'clock in Santa Barbara, California, right?
Yes, and my pleasure, and I'm honored to be participating in World Tai Chi Day for maybe the 20th time or so.
Wow! Thank you so much for your long-term service to the global community by promoting Tai Chi and Qigong. And last and not least, and well, we see some sage sitting in whatever an attic. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Watson. Steve Watson is from Connecticut, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I see you sitting comfortably. And now I'm going to take Steve Watson out, and I cannot do that unless I go down. Oh, and my mouse is not working. Okay, so, and now I can add Sean. Sean, I'm very sorry. I have to take you out.
Oh, by the way, I'm changing my name to Bill Tucker.
Bill Tucker.
Yeah, I'm,
Welcome to the club.
Sean, because
thank you.
you're in St. Louis with me, so I feel like, you're my younger brother. I can take you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is let me show you something really, really amazing, which was put together by Bill Douglas. And every time I watch it, it put tears in my eyes. And let me show you all. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this will work. And is it showing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then we take this. Okay. Hello. Well, I don't know how you feel, and I thought it was just amazing to see people around the world and practicing Tai Chi and Qigong on the same day. And it doesn't matter their political systems, and doesn't matter what their religious beliefs are, and men and women, children and seniors and all age group all came together. And I think it was 2 weeks ago, and Lady Gaga, she initiated and sponsored the event called One World, and to promote the health for the Worldwide Health Organization. And then when I saw that, name One World, I was like, God, who used that one first? Nobody but Bill Douglas. You start calling it One Word, One Breath, long time ago. You certainly is a visionary in this area. And thank you so much for all your hard work, you and Angela. And tell us a little bit about how did it start and when did it start?
Yeah, well, one thing I'll add real quick is another amazing event was a few years after we adopted the motto "One World, One Breath." They had the Beijing Olympics, and the motto for the Beijing Olympics was "One World, One Dream."
I see, One World, One Dream. So everybody is using that tagline. Oh, you should how should I say, register for it, and you can charge people, and then you use the money and then to promote Tai Chi, right? And so it has been since 1999. Am I right?
Yeah, 1998, we had a mass Tai Chi exhibition in Kansas City. But that first year, it was just the Kansas City Tai Chi Club. And then CNN picked up the feed from the local media that covered it. And once CNN picked it up, then it started spreading. There was a couple of things that happened right at that time. One is that CNN picked up our first event in Kansas City. And then the other one was that our Complete Idiot's Guide to Tai Chi and Qigong book had just come out. So we got the publisher to include a chapter on World Tai Chi and Qigong Day, and then to list all the participating schools around the world in the back of the book. And so it was like, you know, we just had these two kind of perfect things come together between the CNN coverage and then the publisher letting us put a World Tai Chi and Qigong Day chapter. Because at that time, when that book was published, World Tai Chi and Qigong Day didn't really exist the way that it exists. It's just I had this vision of what it would look like someday, and I went ahead and wrote the chapter as if it was already that, you know, hoping that World Tai Chi and Qigong Day would become, you know, what it is. So that was a little daring.
So, you know, every time I thought about the World Tai Chi Day, how it's been celebrated around the world, it reminds me of, you know, you go to a baseball game and people doing wave, woo, one section at a time, right? And they go all the way around the stadium. And this World Tai Chi Qigong Day is the same thing as I think at 10 o'clock local time, start from Fiji. Or do you know another country or city even east of Fiji start practicing Tai Chi and Qigong?
Yeah, I think that's the earliest. It used to be New Zealand, and then I think Samoa, and so every given year we're not quite sure exactly where it starts because different countries participate in different years. And
some people probably did not tell you if they're doing like I did it in St. Louis many years, but I was so busy I never registered with you. Say, hey, Bill, I'm doing in St. Louis, so you probably did not count me, right?
Yeah, people ask us, how many people participate, and we have no idea because so many of the events we don't even know are happening. And then after World Tai Chi and Qigong Day is over, we'll go on YouTube or somebody will send us a link or from Google or whatever, and we'll see these massive events, huge events with thousands of people. And we had no idea that they were having that event. So every year we have no idea. It's a real Zen kind of sand painting kind of experience because you put in all the work and then you have no idea what's going to happen.
Very organically grown, I have to say. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. It's a how should I say, a grassroots event, and then it's people everywhere they just organically they feel like, hey, I want to be part of it, and they just join it. And I know in Mexico City they have like how many people? 10,000 people. Is that right?
Well,
for the mega Tai Chi.
Yeah, there's events all over Mexico, and they had a massive event in Havana, Cuba. That may be the one that you're thinking about. It was like it looked like it had to be like 5,000-10,000 people.
Well, the mega Tai Chi in Mexico City, at least 10,000 people, and so, but it was great. The city government was helping them as well, and so let's think about it. We start with Samoa or Fiji, then go into New Zealand, Australia, Japan, and Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Vietnam, and Thailand, and Singapore, and going to India, Pakistan, and I think that the people, Afghanistan also doing that, right?
Yeah, and Iraq. Yeah,
Iran and Iraq, even though those countries,
and then there's events
each other in certain areas, and but they all practice Tai Chi, and then you keep moving eastwards, and then you have Israel, right? And then again, people have different belief in political or whatever. religion belief, they all practice. And then Greece, and it just go all the way around all the European countries, and then coming around to the U.S. And then you start from the East Coast and go all the way across the Great Plain of the U.S. and then end up in Hawaii. This is just incredible. I don't know how you had that idea.
It's I'm going to plug my book. I just released The Gospel of Science. It's my newest book. It's 600 pages of collected science, so the goal of the book is to educate people about mind-body practices and the mounting science, of why we need to expand these things worldwide. But also in there, I get into the story of how World Tai Chi and Qigong Day evolved. And because I get into the brain science, about, how our brain functions, how meditation and mind-body practices like Tai Chi and Qigong affect the brain waves and all that kind of stuff. And so the idea for World Tai Chi and Qigong Day, it came out of a meditation. I was sitting on my back porch and I get into the 40, the 20-year dynamics of, but really 40 years is how it kind of all started. And it came out of a meditation in my backyard. And at the time, the vision of it was to educate people about the medical science of Tai Chi and Qigong, because they weren't being told about it. The mainstream media wasn't telling people about this amazing research that was showing that Tai Chi and Qigong and meditation could have profound impacts on people's lives. And so in that meditation, I got this idea that if we had this mass Tai Chi event, it would be too visually spectacular for the media to ignore. And it worked out. That was exactly how it worked out. But what I didn't anticipate was that CNN would pick it up. And then I didn't anticipate that people all over the world that were practicing these mind-body technologies would share the frustration that I had that more people didn't know about these things. And so it was kind of like when the idea came, it wasn't just in my mind. It was something that was kind of bubbling out there around the planet. It was like there were people all over the planet that were, kind of in this place where they'd had these experiences.
Yes, we hit the tipping points, right? We kind of hit we hit a tipping points. So once you started, and then so people just echo it right away. So we have a very tight schedule today, okay? And why don't you lead us for a couple minutes of practice, and then we move on next time, and then we get you back and talk more about the science behind it. How about that?
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out, and then you lead the practice for 2 minutes, okay?
Yeah, actually, I was going to do a sitting Qigong experience, so I can just do it right here.
That would be even better. Okay, so I'm getting out, okay?
Oh, okay. All right, so here we go. So the tip of the tongue is going to be lightly touching the gum line behind the top two front teeth, just very lightly touching there. And a friend of mine, or one of my students, was teaching second graders, and so the first day she decided to teach them Tai Chi and Qigong. She told them, put the tip of the tongue lightly behind the front two top teeth on the gum line. And about 5 of the kids go, I don't have any top two front teeth. So anyway, they were 7 years old. So I'm trusting we all have top two front teeth. So touching the tongue there, and then letting the eyes close easily and naturally, and just feeling how the eyes let go, and the tip of the tongue lightly touching there, mouth is slightly open, and then feel the breath fill from the abdomen all the way up into the airy fibers of the lungs. And on the sighing exhales, as the shoulders relax down and away from the neck, it's as though everything that we are could let go of everything that we've held on to. Letting go of the day and the week. Any plans that we have later on this gorgeous Saturday. So that with each releasing breath, our awareness gathers and falls deeper and deeper into the center of where we are, right here and right now. And as we breathe and let go of our grip on ourselves again and again, there's space for a lightness, to permeate everything that we are. As we breathe and let go, we begin to expand open with this unfolding lightness that we are. Letting the brain mind, the very center of the brain, just sigh, let go of trying to think or trying not to think, so that we can just drift on whatever lilts through this lighted knowing awareness that we are. It is safe to let go, to lose ourselves in that drift. Letting go of trying to feel or trying not to feel, so that we can just drift on whatever lilts through this lighted sensory awareness that we are. And the solar plexus and the upper abdomen just sagging as it sighs, letting go of defenses and armors, so that we become open and vulnerable and light. And the heart letting go of what it's been holding on to, so that the heart can sigh, allow space for that lighted knowing, sensory and emotional awareness to expand through us. And the more we let go, the more light there is. Floating, drifting in this field of silken radiance that we are. Connected to everything, everyone, everywhere. Letting go of the illusion that we're separate, that we're isolated, that we're alone. Because when we breathe and let go and free fall into this opening lightness, we become part of the field that connects everything. Every breath, just letting go. And the more we let go, the more light there is. That silken, tingly effortlessness bubbling through everything that we are. As we just drift and breathe and let go, free fall into absolute safety and complete acceptance. There is nothing to measure up to here. Just breath and light and opening. And as we breathe and let go, we can continue floating in this silken, tingly effervescence that we are. Floating in this opening lightness, even as when the time feels right, very slowly we can begin to open our eyes, but there's no rush. And even as we become visual, still floating in this field of opening lightness. So we're not really looking at things, but we're continuing to float in this opening radiance that we are. Enjoying the transition. All right.
Well, that feels so good. Well, thank you so much. And I think that you set the tone for us, and then we feel relaxed and but refreshed. And so, and next one, let's welcome the Bill Donnelly getting into the council, and then let's see if my mouse would do its things. Okay, Bill, and now you take over, okay? And I'm getting.
Okay, good morning. Bill Donnelly from New York, not Donnelly. Violet is making me an Italian. I'm only half Italian. Irish. Anyway, welcome. It's my pleasure to present along with all my colleagues today. And thank you, Bill Douglas, for your vision. It was great. So in the spirit of yin yang, where we have stillness and motion, I think Bill said stillness. I'm going to bring a little bit of motion. So we're going to work on some simple weight shifting drills today. I'm going to stand at an angle so that you can see me properly. My feet are together. I'll start by kicking out my toes, then my heels, my toes, and heels. I'm going to shift my back foot and turn up my hips so that I am in a bow and arrow stance. Okay, I'm going to shift my weight slightly forward. While doing this, it's important to note to not let your knee pass your toe. And then I'm going to shift my weight backward. And as I'm doing this, I want to make sure that I'm not locking out that front knee. As I shift forward, I'm maintaining an even plane with my hips. Okay? So if you take a moment to just rock forward and back, it should feel fairly relaxed. Okay. Now, we'll add hands to this. Bringing your hands forward, palms down. As I'm shifting my weight back, going to inhale, rock the arms all the way back towards the chest, drop the elbows, bring it down to your center of gravity or your dantian, and shift forward. We're inhaling, sink, exhale, slide forward. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. We're going to try the same thing, opposite foot. So bring your feet together. I'll turn, toes, heels, toe, and heel. Kick out your back heel for a bow and arrow stance. Inhaling, shifting the weight back and forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and two more. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to maintain this stance. Bring the hands out in front of you again, palms are down. Now as we rock back, drop your arms to your sides. As we rock forward, bring them around, back to your starting position. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Remember that the movement is being driven by your stance, not by your arms. The arms should be following the legs. Shoulders are relaxed. Your hips are slightly forward. Lower back is nice and relaxed. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Okay, we're going to try the same thing on the left side. Okay, I'm just going to open up in the stance. Kick out your back heel. Hands in front of you. Shift your weight back. Inhale. Forward and exhale. Inhale. exhale. Inhale, relaxing the back. Exhale. Inhale, let the hips float. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, we're going to leave the left palm up. Bring the right to your dantian, your center of gravity. We're going to add a little bit of a waist rotation here. We're going to shift your weight back. I'm going to rotate. Shift your weight forward. Bring the arm in the palm position or the ward-off. Inhale. Rotate. Exhale. Shift your weight forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, the last piece of this set, I'm going to shift to my right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let the movement spiral up from the foot, through the knee, to the hip, to the elbow, to the wrist. 2 more. Then I'm going to toss it back to Violet. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your feet together. Inhale. Exhale. Hopefully you're nice and warmed up. Well, we'll bring you back in.
Yeah, well, thank you, Bill. And sorry for pronouncing your last name not correctly. I really like how you call out the breathing part, and I think it's so beneficial for folks. And since we got 6 instructors to go through, so I'm taking you out and I'm bringing Billy in. Okay, Billy, take over. I'm getting out.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'd like to thank Bill for starting us off with learning to be still. And then also I'd like to thank Bill, who then took over and got us shifting back and forth, and then introduced a little bit of shifting side to side. So this Bill is going to continue with the side to side motion. Now, you may hear the sounds of birds in the background and wind. We're in the peace and serenity of my backyard. So you may also hear the sounds of lawnmowers and yard work going on. So not as much peace and serenity, but that's what Tai Chi is for, to help us maintain our internal peace and serenity no matter what the external world is throwing at us. Okay, so as I mentioned, I want to focus a little bit on the side-to-side motion. And this has really been brought back to me personally. As some of you may know, we have a toddler in the house now. Our grandson is staying with us because our daughter is a emergency room nurse and has been exposed to so many patients with the COVID-19. that we agreed it would just be safer to take them in to our house and keep them more isolated. So don't worry though, he's still talking to mom every day on video chat. But like I said, one of the things that brought back was memories of when we were raising our own children. And every parent understands the benefit of turning from side to side. If you have a fussy child, you put them on your hip and you just sway side to side. And so studies show that slow rhythmic movement, this swaying back and forth, is very calming. I think that's why for children, swings are so popular. For older people, rocking chairs. It's that slow rhythmic movement. So let's just step back. We'll start off very simply. What I want you to do here, just put your hands on your hips and you're just going to turn to your left and then turn to your right. Now, when you do this turning, I don't want it to be just a twist of the waist. I want it to be a sinking of the hip. So when I turn to my left, I want to let my left hip fold. So that hip drops down. And then I turn to the other side and I fold at the hip. So you want to have that feeling of folding at the hips, not just twisting from side to side. Sink. And as you do that, you'll feel the legs engage some. And then Violet, I'm going to ask you to keep track of the time for me, and feel free to jump in at any time so that I don't take away any time from our other guest instructors. Okay, so we just have this turning side to side. Now we want to add in a little shift. So we turn, let the hip fold in, shift, turn, really feel the action of the hips moving. So when we do this too, you can see how it's stronger. So if you have a child on your hip moving like this, you can support that weight more easily. Okay? All right, so now we're going to formalize the movement a little bit doing an exercise I call the monk grinding corn. So for this one, I want you to bring your elbows to your side. So this is not very Tai Chi, to have our pung collapse, but we want to focus on the lower part of the body. We want to stay very pung and open there. So this is going to help us be aware of what our hips are doing. The elbows attached to the side allow our hands to give a visual indicator of what our hips are doing. Okay, so now I want you to shift to your left, and then you're going to turn to your left. Turn until your knees and fingertips are pointing in the same direction. Now shift to the right, but continue to face left, then turn right. So we shift and turn. When we shift, the left leg straightens but doesn't lock. Keep a slight bend in it. And again, we want to have that feeling of the hips folding in. Don't let them be too straight up. We want to get that sinking. Shift and turn. Focus on the feel of your weight shifting from one side to the other, like water flowing from one leg to the other. And as Bill mentioned at the beginning, touch the tip of your tongue lightly against the roof of your mouth. Let your teeth touch together lightly. Let your lips touch together lightly. Breathe in and out through your nose. Slow, smooth. Your breathing should also be slow, smooth, and deep. Take each breath deep down to your belly. So such a simple movement that almost anybody can do this, and you get so many of the benefits of Tai Chi from doing this one simple exercise. Weight-bearing exercise as we change the load of the legs 70% to the left, turn left. 70% to the right, turn right. We're loosening the hips, letting them sink, opening up the hip joint, relaxing the quad. We're keeping the spine upright and a gentle twist along the spine that helps stretch the cartilage between the vertebrae. So the discs get a gentle twisting, which helps the body produce more synovial fluid, the natural lubricant for our joints. You want to move and feel like a well-oiled machine. Good. Then we can add the arms into this exercise. Again, just simple. The two hands follow each other. For this exercise, we don't want to lock our arms. We want to keep a slight bend at all times, but we want the arms about 80% extended. At the top, we want to let our hands come to about shoulder level, but keep the elbows below the shoulders. If we lift up too high, we start introducing tension into the shoulders, and we want to avoid that. Just as we want the hips to move loosely, now we want the shoulder joint to move loosely, and we'll change directions. Just focus your attention on the moment, your breath, what your body is doing. Feel your weight shift. And close.
Wow, perfect timing. Thank you so much, and Billy. And you know, one thing it really shows the, how should I say, the strengths and the capability of our instructors. We never, because I'm so incapable, I'm not very good organizer. I did not tell each of the instructors, hey, you should do this, you should do that, or whatever. But you know, it came out so beautifully. So far, we have run through these things, you know, one after the other, and have some kind of continuity. It's just really good. I guess our instructor, they all have, you know, so many things in their back pocket. They can pull up anything anytime and make it work. Thank you so much.
Well, you may not feel like you have all your ducks in a row, but you certainly have all your bills in a row. I should mention, though, that I think I'm probably unique among the Bills because my given name is actually Billy.
Oh, okay.
So I think that may be a little different from most people that go by Bill.
Oh, okay, good to know. Okay, bye. And guess what? I always say we have to do 8 sections of broken every day, right? What is that? On the floor. Oh, that's the stuff. Let me move out of the way. Okay, so today I'm just going to do this standing, and but if you've been into this class before, you know you can do this sitting or standing. And for the camera's sake, so I'm going to do the standing today. Okay, and now feet together. And shift your weight to your right, left foot to the side. By the way, I'm mirror imaging you. Keep your knees softly bent. Your hands in front of your lower abs. You know what? Let me set the timer so I don't overrun the time. And now inhale and exhale. In and out. In and out. Now bring both hands together, stretch your arm, lift it, and look at ceiling. Now look straight, move arms further back, and open. Very good. If you bend your knees, make sure you keep your back upright straight. Look up, look straight. Open, 两手托天理三焦. Both hands push toward the sky. It's great for the health of the spine, the shoulders, the lower back, and the triple warmers. One more. Up and straight. And open. Good. Now your left foot out. Make sure your toes point inward, not outward. Okay. And then both feet parallel to each other. Bring both arms together. Make sure your hands away from your chest. Okay, and now slowly pull your arms apart. Look at your left index finger. Now open your right arm. You can look at right side. Both hands crossed and pull. Look at your left index finger. And now open your left arms crossed. Pull. Turn your head. Open your right. Cross. And pull. Keep the back upright straight as you're squatting. Good. 左右开弓四射雕. Good. Now, do it on your right. How about one more set? This exercise is great for the health of the heart and the lungs. Very good. Both feet in, about hip width apart. Relax your body, both hands facing up. Slowly lift your left hand up to the center line of your body, then flip the palm. So your left palm facing the ceiling, right palm facing down. Make sure your right fingers point forward. And this is a very asymmetric move. Together, inhale. Now right up, left down. Good. Change side. Left up, right down. Make sure your left elbow push to the side, not in the front or to the back. And together, right up, left down. Good. And now left, up, right down. 调理脾胃虚肝举. Lift your arms up alternately and can help the health of your stomach and spleen. Good. Now both hands facing down in the front. Open your arms, keep arms straight, and don't turn your body. Look at left and bring it back. Now open, look at right and back. Left and back. Right. 五劳七伤往后瞧. Wise out, turn the head. It's great for the health of the liver, digestive tract, and also get rid of the fatigue. And now to your left. And finish up on your right. Good. And now open your legs wide. If you're sitting, make sure bring your feet out, 45-degree angle, and keep your knee behind your heel. And now we're going to swing our head. Lower your head to your right knee, circle to your left, and circle up and down. Now reverse. From left to right, 摇头摆尾去心火. Swing head right and left can reduce the inflammation in the body. And now one more set. Let's finish it up. Now bring your feet in about hip width apart. Both hands up and bring it down. Flip the palms, hands to the back. Keep your legs straight, touching the heel. Toes, arms to the ears, and up. Here, toes, ears, up. 双手攀足固肾腰. Both hands touching the feet. Great for the health of our kidneys. And now bend your thumbs, 4 fingers wrap around. Left foot to the side. Good. Right fist out, open, turn. Bring the fist in. My watch is telling me I have 2 more minutes to go. It's just going off like crazy. I need to tap it to let it go away. Sorry. Okay, last set. Now, bring your feet in, up on your toes, and down. When your body comes down, shake a little bit. Good. Don't use control, and don't pressing your heels down either. And 2 more. And last one. All right. Okay. I guess my time is up. And next, let's see. And we will have Dr. Yanka coming in. You know, Dr. Yanka, you're really amazing individual. You know why I say that? You have accomplished so much in life, but you're very humble. And when other instructors were teaching, you actually follow through and then follow them to do it. And I know some practitioner, they feel like, oh, mine is the best. I will never follow other people. But you are so different. You're so humble. I think you just exemplify what, you know, a good Tai Chi practitioner should be. Thank you so much for getting up early for us.
You are so welcome.
Okay, so I'm getting out, okay?
Yes. So let's do cloud hands. You can't see my feet, but when my feet are together, they're parallel. And when I step out, my feet are parallel. Step out however you want to make yourself comfortable. Raise hands, sink down. One hand comes across the front. Both hands on one side. Bottom hand up, top hand down. Shift your weight and turn your waist. Billy did a very lovely job of that one. And the weight shifting has been a theme. And thanks to Bill Douglas for taking us into stillness. Here we go again. Breath in, sink down, breath out. Breath in, one hand comes across the front. Raise the bottom, lower the top. Shift your weight, turn. Hands like clouds. And think to yourself, as you breathe in, now breathe out. Breathe in. Now breathe out. Notice that weight shifting and torso turning. Breath in. Out. Watch your top hand. Soft fingers, soft fingers. Breathe in. Shift weight. Turn torso. Exhale. Breathe in. And going deeper and deeper and deeper into relaxation. These deep breaths, each full breath as you exhale takes you deeper into relaxation. And one of my favorite ideas about cloud hands is to ask how it is that clouds are here in front of me instead of up there. Breath in. Exhaling. And of course, the answer is that clouds are in front of us when we are in the mountains. And to all cultures, mountains are sacred sites, locations for exposure to nature. Breath in. Exhale, deep, slow, through the nose if possible, if that's comfortable. So in the mountains with clouds right here in front of us and even below us, imagine that feeling of being in majestic nature. Now, another thing that's interesting about cloud hands as a health maximization practice, a part of Tai Chi, but at the same time, a kind of Qigong or Qi cultivation practice, is it's an eye exercise. So when your hand is passing, you're looking at something close to you. Look at the lines on your hands. Breath in, shift your weight, breath out. Watch your hand passing. And then notice that when the top hand gets to the end of the weight shift and the torso turn, it goes down before this hand comes up. And so there's a window there. Look at a distance for a moment. Focus on something. Now focus on this hand, the one passing in front of you. Now that window is open. Focus on something at a distance. This is called looking close and looking far. Looking close and looking far is an exercise for the muscles of the eyes. Now, as if you're going to do that again, cross hands in front. Open your hands. Now let's do a breath practice where you sink at the same time as you thrust your hands towards the earth. Let me show it from the side. Sink and thrust your hands towards the earth. So we have earth below, sky above, heaven, and life in between. Call that the biofield, the energy of earth, the energy of sky, the energy of living things, the merging of yin and yang. Sink, thrust your hands towards earth as if you're gathering some precious earth energies. When you get to the level of the living things, particularly if you're outside, there's a plant here, I'm looking out windows, I see trees, I'm gathering from the biofield. Now gathering from boundless sky. Bathe myself in Qi. Bathe myself in the presence of universal resources, present as earth, present as life, present as sky. Bathe myself in healing resources of earth and life and sky, the three treasures. One more. Going deeper and deeper into relaxation. Now, one hand on over the other. Make circles. We're influencing the organs under the ribs, liver, spleen, pancreas, stomach. We're influencing the large and small intestine. Sink, shift your weight, raise your hands, shift your weight, sink lower hands, making circles, and with the intent of stirring the qi, activating the qi in the organs. Put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Make some circles. We're going to come to a conclusion here in just a moment. Make the circles go the other way. Sink down. Lift your head. Drop your shoulders. Soften your fingers. Now hold. When was the last time you said thank you to your organs? Here, the heart and the lungs and the thymus gland. Thymus gland produces the killer cell, the most powerful immune cell. Down here, your umbilical, which connects you to your mother and then your father and then your father's mother and father and your mother's mother and father, all the way back to the beginning of the humans. Just take one big deep breath and acknowledge, celebrate. Exhale slowly. Celebrate all the humans who've ever come before us. Now close, reaching around you one more time. Bathe yourself in qi. many blessings on World Tai Chi and Qigong Day. May all find peace. And thank you, Violet, for your hospitality.
Well, thank you so much for coming, and I really appreciate it. And that was great. And next we have Sean. Sean, you're on. Okay, and I'm just going to turn over to you. Okay.
Okay. This is amazing. Here I am getting to study and share and be connected with and follow such other beautiful people, teachers that I so respect for the last 20 years. And what a beautiful, I've practiced and I guess started celebrating World Tai Chi Day about 13, 14 years ago, not every year, but it's rainy and cold in St. Louis, but it's beautiful and bubbly inside our studio. So Bill really opened us up and got us connected to the Da Dao. And then we got to be immersed in beautiful silk reeling exercises that got us connected and got the taiji inside us flowing. Violet and Roger, they shared amazing insight and just jewels for our daily self-care. I especially appreciate the way that Roger brought us back into the expansive and honored all the humans. Kind of building on that today, what I want to do is I'm going to start with sitting, so you can sit or stand. But with sitting, we're going to take a moment to open. Because if we can open our upper dantians, that area where spirit resides, and then we can close this area. So now we're going to step back into Qigong. And as we expand, we're expanding into the unified Qi field, creating space inside our minds, creating space in the upper energy center. And expand and expand and expand. As we expand, we diffuse. Anything that's not working for us, anything that needs to go. When we expand, we create space. Space for the body to heal. Space for new creative insights. So I often teach expand and diffuse and open within the field of relaxation and oneness, and then contract, absorb, and close. Opening and closing. And visualizing that open, that I'm connecting with all the other people around the world, including my other 6 brothers and sisters today on this live stream. And come on down and bring it down. Connect with Earth. Feel the energy of Earth flow up through your legs, into your lower dantian, into your middle dantian. Flow that energy now. Connect, a continuous connection of Earth energy into the middle dantian. Relax your throat, relax your chest, relax your upper abdominal area. Relax your thoracic spine. And here we go. Visualize expanding and opening the middle dantian, the area of the heart and lungs, and then contracting and absorbing. Open into a deeper relaxation, and then contract, absorb. Again, moving into relaxation. Open, expand, and close, contract. Beautiful. Last time, we'll reach up from the earth, connecting with yin energy. We'll reach up to the heaven, connecting with yang energy. And as we flow that balance of yin and yang, we're also aware that we're moving through the unified Qi field. So with our minds directing and accepting unified Qi with yin and yang, and feeling the middle dantian. And filling it up right now, if everybody would just fill up their middle dantian completely, and keep it continuously connected to whatever their spiritual belief system, knowing that all other humans can feel the same way. I think this is the ultimate highest form of celebration for this world taiji and Qigong. Last but not least, let's stand up now, and we'll finish with what I call open heart Qigong, or connecting heaven earth with middle dantian. So your hands are going to go together, and you're going to sink down. As you sink down, connect with earth energy, and use my intention to expand and to lift, to accept earth energy through you. Hands go out into the middle dantian. Sink back down, and now lift. Keep lifting up, visualizing the yin energy flowing above and around, and then guiding it back down. Do this 2 more times. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Now, imagine yourself expanded to the whole world, including the atmosphere. And as you do this, as you're breathing in and out, connected to earth, through your heart, you're creating flow through the whole world, your inner world and your outer world at the same time. Honoring that many, many, many brothers and sisters around the world are doing just the same in their own special way. Yeah. Okay. So, thank you. Thanks for letting me participate. Everyone have a great day.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Sean. And okay, well, next we have Sifu Steve Watson. Hey,
Hello.
I cannot see your face.
That's okay. That was my gift to the viewers.
Oh, okay. You're funny. Okay, well, I'm getting out, okay?
Okay. Welcome, everybody. Thank you to all the teachers that came before us. Thank you to Bill Douglas for the inspiration. Thank you to all the inspiring Billies, Bills, Billies, Williams, and of course, Sean and Dr. Yunka. So I thought I'd practice in a very small space because many of us are finding ourselves caught up at home, maybe shunted over to the place with the best Wi-Fi, or where the kids are in a separate part of the house. So I'm kind of up here in this little loft space. And so that kind of gets me into a seated practice. Whereas I might have imagined myself in the studio floor or out in the yard, here I am. And that's okay. So I'm going to start with a nice mother practice of this embrace posture, Zanshuang. And what I want to do is feel, as we were just hearing from Sean and Roger, this experience of the space between the sky and the soil, the space of humanity, the place of the heart mind, the biosphere, as we've heard it called today. And I could certainly be in this posture, and you can certainly do this standing or seated in a bench if you'd like. It's very easy to be in this posture and think that I'm defending the heart space, the shin. But I'd really like to do is support a space for it and come into relationship with the energies that flow from this space, or perhaps spring from this place. And so as I rest in this position, I'm melting the shoulders, staying true to my vertical alignment as I feel through my spine and the Baihui point, the crown of the head. I'm sinking the elbows. We heard soft fingers from Roger, hollow palms, buoyant wrists. And resting in this. This is a Negong posture. So this is a posture of cultivating, collecting, which people often think of as a posture of patience, like how long do I stay here? Well, perhaps quite a while. But what I'm not doing in this posture is waiting. This is not a posture of patience. It may appear that way from the outside, but I'm trying not to have my mind on later. I'm trying not to have my mind on when is this over. I'm trying not to have my mind on, boy, my shoulders starting to feel that, or my middle back. I'm trying to tend to the corrections, to seek ease in the posture, the ease of the breath, the ease of the mind, the ease of the body. So I'm interested in having a lubricated mentality, just as we'd like to have a lubricated body, that synovial fluid and the freedom of the joints to express their ranges of motion and receive compression. Trying to have an attitude, a demeanor of easefulness and quietude. Patience is not my goal. I'm trying to be here. Inhaling through the nose. I'm going to have a slight rotation here from the forearms, which is going to move the hands, but I'm not starting the rotation in the hands, even if the forearms follow. So I'm rotating the forearms, trying to keep the elbows where they were. And so as I inhale, I'm going to draw the inhale into the lowest part of the available torso for me, and I'm going to draw it into the rear. So I have a sense of my lower back expanding outward like we might have in an embryonic breath. And as I do that, the ulnar side of the forearm is going to rotate inward. So I inhale through the nose, and I feel an expansion in the lower back, on my rear side here. And it helps to have a bunch of stuffed animals around you when you practice so that you don't become self-serious. And then exhale and return back to this space of neutrality. Next, we're going to inhale and bring the lower region forward, or expand outward from the lower region. And that radial side of the forearm is going to expand out to mirror what the belly's doing or model what the belly's doing. So we inhale through the nose. Very subtle practice. And then exhale. Now the upper back is going to expand outward. So I feel like there's space for the heart. The shoulder blades drift away from the spinal column. And the radial side of the forearm is going to rotate, we could say inward or backwards, so sort of following where the upper back is going. So we inhale. Exhale. And then you guessed it, the upper jaw, the upper part of the chest is going to inhale and expand outward, modeled or helped or harmonized with that outer rotation here, which I'm trying to exaggerate so you can see it well, but ultimately this will be fairly subtle in the forearms. So here we go, inhale through the nose. The whole time, melting shoulders, sinking elbows, buoyant wrists, exhale, hollow palms, and soft fingers. So let's do all four with 4 breaths together without my annoying talking. One more time. Every time we return to this neutral Zanswang, we have this kind of return to home. So we have a little effort, a little challenge, maybe mental challenge, maybe a challenge of coordination, maybe a bit of a physical challenge, although we don't want to have strain. But we want to try and have that modulated by the breath. The breath is easeful, deep, complete, quiet, slow, gentle. And that's the experience that I like to have as a being. So we'll start that again. Every time returning home, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, upper back, exhale, upper chest. Good. And that's my little warm-up, but I got really excited by Dr. Yunka's wave hands like clouds. And while I like to do it standing, that's not the room that I have with me. So I'm going to practice that for a moment and try and find that fullness of breath through the torso that I was just touching in on in my own practice. Wave hands like clouds. What are clouds but an exceedingly yin version of substantiality? They're all but non-extant. They're vapor. You can't touch a cloud. It moves if you bring your hands through the fogs. What are the hands but the manner by which I attempt to manipulate the world that's proximate to me? And waving hands like clouds perhaps is a lesson for us to be soft, gentle, insubstantial as we endeavor to change our world. Kind, life-giving, light. And I imagine that's about our time, so I'm going to bring this into an ending here. Good. Thank you. You did great, Texadillo. Good job. Thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you, Steve Watson, for your ethic in your stuffed animals. And thank you very much. And everyone, thank you for taking the lesson today. And since I can only have 6 people in the council, so I'm going to get out of myself and then bring back all our guest instructors, and they will wave goodbye to you. Okay, bye. See you all tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Yep,
Have a
thank
great
you,
day,
everyone.
everybody. Nice to meet you all.
Practice, practice, practice.
Have fun.